For that show. You know that show called On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Everybody's talking about it. Hope you guys are well. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 30th. I don't know why I had to look at the calendar when it's right there on the screen, but this is show number 238. Did you know that? And did you know it caught me off guard yesterday, right? I'm be honest with you. It caught me off guard. I was looking at, Facebook as I look at all social media, not all day long, but most of the day. And I see this a timeline, one of the timeline things, something you posted years ago pops up, and the thing that popped up said it was 5 years ago when I started this podcast. I was having a guest. It was Kat Von B. She was probably my first guest on the show. So yeah, it just brought back memories, me starting with LA Talk Radio and all that stuff. And I think I've mentioned that in the past. But in order to know where you're going, you got to know where you came from. Okay, so I know my humble beginnings, and I'm still humble, right? These are still my humble beginnings. But I appreciate people that have supported me, that have stuck with me, that still listen, that will make comments, that will forward this information on to other people or talk, let people know that, hey, you need to check out this show. I appreciate all of that. In fact, let me put on the comments. I don't know what am I thinking here. Let me put on the comments here. Let me just make sure my LinkedIn is up and running like it should be. It's running. I better catch it because it's running. But yeah. But anyway, hey, we're in for a good show today. It's gonna be jam packed, right? So let's get started, right? So this is like the monologue first, and then I do the intro, and then I come back and start the show. All right. So we got stuff to talk about, other than it's show number 238, and other than it's my 5-year anniversary of starting the show, right? So we ain't gonna dwell on that too much. As you can see, the backdrop is Visit Greenville, or Greenville, South Carolina. Visit Greenville is the name of the CVB, so you got to give a shout out to them as well. But I was there last week, so I didn't do the show last week, right? Because I was in Greenville, so I was traveling. I did do a live, but it wasn't the same as doing the show. But all the photos today, all the things that I change will be Greenville or hotels in Greenville, things that are going in and around Greenville. But everything focuses around hotels and tourism and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, let me just stop right there. Let me get to the intro, and then we're gonna be right back and start this show. We're gonna get this. Let's get this party started. Is that how that goes? I don't know, but we're going to get it started. So let's just hold tight and put you on hold for a second, push a button, and there we go.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations, before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship-building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes, Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Hey, good afternoon again. Thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Everybody's talking about it. Hey, I appreciate you, Randy. Thank you so much, Randy. I see your comments. I couldn't say anything right then because, of course, I'm doing my intro, right? I was doing the intro. So thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while. You got to be on more often, okay? So you need to come on. I know you're doing your thing, your GM task force, and I'm not sure where you are now, but I appreciate you coming on. So thank you guys so much. Once again, I want to thank everybody for just the support that I've been getting for the last 5 years. And for people that did not hear that, This is 5 years I've been doing this show. I've done 238 shows of On Air with Russell of Hotels. That comes out to be about 48 shows a year, okay? But that doesn't count the other stuff that I do as well, right? So if you throw in another, what is that, 192 daily check-ins, now we're, now we're talking. Now we're in a conversation, right? So we're about 300, 400 shows into it, right? A year, right? So that's what it's all about. And do I think that's enough? I still don't think that's enough, right? There's not enough people to know who I am and what I do and how I can help them. So that's the thing. So people always ask me, why do you do so many of these shows? Or every time I turn on LinkedIn, you're on there. You know what I mean? So, well, that's a good thing, right? But it's not for the people that know what I do. It's for the people that don't know. Okay, so always remember that when you're building your brand, and we're into this personal brand building and all that kind of stuff. Always let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. And remember that what you're posting is for other people. It's not for the people that already follow you. Okay, so it's for the people that don't follow you and the people that don't know who the heck you are. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people, believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that don't know who the heck Russell is, Russell Edmond, let alone Russell of Hotels, right? So I'm trying to change it, right? I'm trying to change that narrative, okay, where they do know who I am, okay? So, but thank you so much, Randy. I do appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate your comments. In fact, what am I doing here? Randy, you know what? I got to put the comments on the screen so everybody can see, right? So everybody around the world can see the comments that Randy has just made, because I appreciate it. So how do I appreciate him? I show him on the screen, okay? So anyway, there you go. Let me just show that last one real quick, and then we're going to get into this brand sponsor, and then we're going to get on to with this show. We got, like I said, we got a lot to talk about. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I see Miss Keisha Stone. Keisha Stone is out there. Keisha Stone was here in LA, okay? Keisha Stone is she's doing the most, okay? She's doing way too much, which is a good thing. But yeah, she was here. She does events, Stone Events and promotions, right? So she promotes events. She does events throughout the United States, right? So she was here for the Rose Bowl. She was doing things for, I want to say, University of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so she, in fact, I guess she's a national championship planner or event coordinator or whatever, because Michigan won the national championship. And you know how teams and schools can be superstitious? If they won with you, they're going to keep that same team intact. That's just how they rock, right? So I remember going back, and I get caught up on side topics all the time, right? So hotels, right? So I always got to throw hotels in there. Okay, so I used to be at a hotel that we did a lot of sports teams, and one team came. They didn't want to come back, right? So the next year we called them again and say, hey, we want you to come back. We understand you guys are on the schedule again this year. Would you? Oh no, we're not coming back there. Why not? I mean, was it service? Was it something? No, we lost. They won't come back because they're superstitious, right? So if they came to a town or a city, a destination, stayed at a hotel, and they lost, they don't want to come back to that hotel, regardless if the service was impeccable, it was everything they wanted, they got. It doesn't matter. Teams can be superstitious that way. So yeah, so they're gonna roll with Keisha all the time now. Okay, so there you go. So she's definitely an award-winning or championship event planner. Okay, so she definitely was out here in LA. She got a chance to experience LA. She saw some of downtown, and she wasn't, she didn't have a lot of good things to say, right? She said, no, this is what she said. She said, I was surprised about how downtown was or how it looked or whatever. And I said, I understand. I said, I get it. A lot of people say the same thing. And, LA is spread out. See, so people for the first time coming here, if your only experience was downtown, well, you didn't see LA. Okay. You did not see LA. You saw downtown. Okay. So like a lot of cities and destinations like New York, okay, if you're like in Manhattan, that's the place to be. Okay. That's where all the excitement is. Well, the excitement in LA could be spread out. It could be downtown, depending on what's going on there. It can be, at the beach, whatever beach that is. If that's Santa Monica, if that's Venice, Is that, moving down going into Orange County or going into the South Bay, which is, Torrance and Hermosa and all those different areas. Then you have, you got, what am I trying to say? You got did I say Santa Monica? You got Santa Monica. You got the IE Inland Empire. You have all these different pockets you got the Valley, you know what I mean? So you got Pasadena, which is not in Los Angeles, but it's Los Angeles County. So it's a separate city and a lot going on there, especially during the Rose Bowl, because that's where the Rose Parade is. The Rose Bowl is there, and they have a lot of little shops and restaurants. They're very walkable as well, right? So it just depends on where you are. So hopefully she got, some type of flavor, a Southern California flavor when she went to Pasadena, and hopefully she got a chance to do some other things. But she was definitely in the mix. She definitely had a good time. I know she did. I haven't even talked to her about it, but I know she had a good time. It's just that she was surprised about, maybe certain areas of whatever LA. But hey, it is what it is, right? So, but anyway, let's move on. You see how I get sidetracked easily? But no, it's all good though. No, I appreciate the comments and all that stuff. So hey, our sponsor, Level Hotel, ROH23. I have to have them change that to ROH24. But hey, until then, let's don't even worry about that, right? StayingLevel.com is their StayingLevel.com is the website. Book direct. I don't care where you book. Always book direct. Okay, so if you're staying I can't even speak. If you're staying at Level Hotel downtown, make sure you book direct. If you're staying at the Big M down the street, make sure you book direct. Whatever it is, whatever hotel, always book direct. But in this case, you can get a discount. You get that ROH, that Russell of Hotels discount. So just make sure you put in the promo code section, ROH23, and you get the rate that I get. It won't be free. Okay, so I know someone's out there saying, oh, this will be free 99. No, it ain't gonna be free 99. So anyway, let's see. I see Mr. Troy Hughes. Let's put his comments up here so I can see. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together for Russell of Hotel. Thank you very much, Mr. Hughes. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's all I can say, right? Okay, as you can see, all the photos and videos that I'm going to show, the scenes, every time I go to another scene, it changes the video or changes to a picture, right? So a photo. So this is Greenville, South Carolina. I was there last week. I guess I was there from last Sunday through Tuesday. Okay, so I didn't do Tuesday's show last week because I was busy doing this. I think I was probably flying back at that time, but it went Sunday through Tuesday. And, they always have activities, and I always want to give a shout out to like IPEC. IPEC is the conference that I attended, Independent Planners Educational Conference. They do a great job. They do a great job not just putting things together, but showcasing, the destination, right? Things that you would not see normally, right? So I chose the activity I chose, and they always have an activity for everyone to choose from. My activity was, what was it called? They called it something, the Meeting Planner Hustle. Okay, so basically you got a chance to see the convention center, you got a chance to see at least 4 or 5 hotels, which was good because that's what I wanted to see. I want to see more of the hotels. And then I was able to see the city too, because the downtown area is very walkable, right? And we stay at the Hyatt Regency, which is right downtown. So this is the AC Hotel, which is probably, I'm going to say 10, 15-minute walk from where we were staying. And you just never know what space hotels have until you go in there, right? So this is their rooftop. Now, this is seasonal from what I understand, meaning I don't know what you even call those, glow balls. I don't know what you call them, but whatever they are, they were definitely photo, worthy. Okay. They were Instagram worthy. Okay. So I took several pictures of those, but yeah, it's good to see what, the different spaces they have now. This is a rooftop, right? On top of the AC Hotel, overlooks downtown Greenville. And, the weather was kind of crisp. So I assumed people would go out there and sit in there and have a drink or whatever you would do, maybe have meetings or whatever. Maybe it's like meeting space. I'm not really sure how they utilized it, but they said they were, it was maybe going to be there another week, and then they change it every year, right? So different things or different seasons, they'll change things, which I thought was pretty dope. So you just never know where you're going to go. And remember that Greenville is not a top destination, right? It's not one of your first or second tier. It's probably like a 3, 4, maybe even 5-tier city. But They show well. I don't care what the heck they're classified as, right? They did a great job. So shout out to Visit Greenville, their CVB or DMO. They did an excellent job of showing off their destination. Everything we wanted to see, we got a chance to see. The airlift coming in there was easy to get in and out. And I just heard that they're going to have a flight direct from LA to Greenville. What? Okay. I'm all in for that, right? So, and they got that Southern charm, the Southern hospitality, shrimp and grits, all that stuff. Although I don't eat that. Okay, you guys know that, right? I don't eat meat. But they had a lot of things that, a lot of people want to eat. Like seafood is big back there, like the low country boils and all that kind of stuff. So they call it the low country, right? So, but yeah, it's, man, it was great. It was great atmosphere, great downtown, very walkable. And one thing I like about, downtown is that a lot of their stores and shops were like mom and pop. They weren't like I'm gonna say like an ice cream shop or a cookie store, a bakery or something like that. It wasn't like it was, 31 flavors or Cold Stone or whatever. No, it was like mom and pop that live in Greenville. You know what I mean? Come in here and have a little sample. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's not commercialized. It was how I guess envision a smaller city. It's about 70,000 people, but that they have it's 70,000 people, but they have a convention center that's over 500,000 square feet. Let's put this in perspective. Los Angeles, where I live, right? We have 4 million people live here. You know what the square footage of their convention center is? 750,000 square feet. 750,000 square feet. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just putting that out there because I know somebody was going to ask. Okay, so I just threw it out there. So I get some comments here. Let's see, Mr. Jim Schichter. Appreciate you, Jim. Best hospitality show out here. I appreciate that, Jim. You know what? Your name came up from me. I mentioned you. Someone asked me, I was a guest on someone's podcast, and they asked, the question was mentors, in your career, who has been mentors, like past mentors or present mentors, right? So even when I started my career and deep into my career. And you were one of the people I mentioned because I appreciate everything that you did for me, the opportunity you gave me, being an advocate for me, all that kind of stuff I appreciate. And now supporting the show. So I appreciate you, Jim. So thank you so much for coming on. Robert Krause says the shrimp and grits were the bomb. You would have loved it even you don't eat shrimp. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. It looked good, and they would serve. It seemed like they were serving it every meal that we had. There was shrimp and grits. I'm like, I need to try this, but I didn't. I didn't break down. I did not try it. Okay, that probably would not have been a good thing. So no, I didn't try it, but everyone seemed to enjoy it. So thank you so much, Robert, for saying that, and thank you, Jim, for you. Hey, like I said, you know what? I appreciate you, and you know how you don't want to let people down, because they're in your corner. So, oh no, I never would have let you down. So I appreciate you, everything that you did for me. So thank you. And then, okay, Robert said, and those chicken sliders, the pork roast. Okay, all right. Do you know the same night that they had the chicken and beef sliders, they had fried green tomato sliders. Did you have one of those? I ate about 5 of those. Okay, so they had. See, that's the thing. IPEC, Independent Planners Educational Conference, they always take into account people's dietary needs, right? So they'll send out a questionnaire. If do you have any dietary needs? And they make sure they take it to heart. So they made sure, and it's not that they single me out, that kind of thing, but they'll give me a little note that if I'm having problems with finding something to eat, all I have to do is give it to the server, and they will make sure they always have something special for me in the back, right? So I think the 2 breakfasts I had something, and then on the buffet or whatever, wherever we are, they always have some type of vegan option, not just vegetarian option, but vegan option. So I appreciate what they do and how they do it. And not every organization does that, okay? Some of them just like, okay, deal with it however. We got salad, okay, salad is good, but Can you give me something else? Can you be a little bit more creative? Just a salad? I mean, anybody can do that. But they do a good job. So I appreciate them. I appreciate the Hyatt Regency. I think it was called Sobeys, the restaurant that we took over one of the nights. I appreciate them as well for doing everything that they did to accommodate not just my needs, but people that have these special dietary needs. So there you go. So Robert says anything fried is good in the South. Anything tires to toast. We got a character here, okay? So thank you so much, Robert. No, I appreciate that. No, and yeah, you're right. I mean, fried green tomatoes were good. They had a little sauce on it too, but it was definitely good. And like I said, I ate about 5 of them, at least. Oh man, okay. Some sad news here as I'm moving forward. Miss Marin Bright, the CEO and founder of Smart Meetings, passed away. I want to say it was yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. So I got word yesterday, and I hadn't seen any. You know how you talk to someone, they said, "Oh, this happened," and then but you don't see anything from anyone else. And like, well, maybe it didn't happen, maybe it didn't. But no, I'm starting to see more things now. But my condolences and my prayers and thoughts are with Marin Bright's family, as well as her family at Smart Meetings. Okay, Smart Meetings is a organization. It's a publication as well as a place for networking. So just like IPEC and Connect and all those things where meeting planners and hoteliers get together and connect and do business together, Smart Meetings is one of those as well, right? So I've been involved with Smart Meetings for probably the last 5 years or so, and met some great people because of Smart Meetings, because of the networking component that comes with that. So Marin was the CEO and founder of Smart Meetings. And like I said, she passed away a couple of days ago. So once again, my condolences to her family, as well as the Smart Meetings family. I mean, like I said, they've been doing a grind. They've been on a grind for about 5 years. And, I've probably done at least 3 meetings with them. So she definitely will be missed. Definitely, one of those top people within the industry, and she definitely will be missed and leaves a great legacy. I can say that. So once again, my condolences to the family of Miss Marin Bright. Okay, and then Robert says the salads. Let's see, what did he say? Let me put that on here before I get to my topic. The salads were really good everywhere, not just Iceberg. In fact, no ice. Yeah, exactly. Iceberg is easy to throw out there, right? But no, they threw some mixed greens. You had some spinach. You had arugula. You had all those things thrown in there. So I do appreciate the creativeness. I mean, all you got to do is just get a bag and it's mixed green salad. But you'll be amazed at how many places I go to, and it's just iceberg lettuce that has no nutritional value whatsoever. Okay, but no, they did a great job. I'm not bad mouthing what IPEC did, because IPEC, like I said, they always do a great job. And the hotels, I think they hold they hold the hotels to a different level, right? Like, hey, we're gonna have some people coming here that have different dietary needs. We need you to take care of them. So, and I appreciate that. I really do. So, but anyway, okay. So moving forward, this is what I'm gonna talk about today. And how did I come up with this topic? I'm gonna tell you. Okay, the topic for today is interviewing for a director of sales and marketing position. I think these things will work for a sales position as well. Questions to ask the interviewer. Okay, how did this come up, Russell? How do you come up with these topics, man? Well, how I came up with this one, I've been talking to several people over the last week or so, and they've been interviewing for positions, right? They've been interviewing for jobs, director of sales and marketing jobs, and they're telling me some of the things that, about some of the interviews and this and that. And I always let them know that, and I mentioned this before, and you guys may have heard this. I said, just as much as they're interviewing you, you're interviewing them. Okay, so you got to look at it like that. Because, I mean, we're all happy that we get interviews, right? Oh, this is great. Oh, they called me, this hotel, they called me out of the blue. Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, but now you need to make sure you have the right questions to ask them, because you don't want to walk in on a situation that's just screwed up, messed up, jacked up, effed up, whatever it is. You don't want to walk into those situations, right? And how do you avoid walking into those situations? Ask the right questions. Come in there with your little notebook with questions in there. I mean, I don't go anywhere without a notebook, right? And it's funny how we'll just show up and we think we're going to remember all these, questions that we want to ask, because they always open it up, right, to questions. Do you have any questions for us? Oh no, well, what's the next process? What's the, how's the next process? Oh, we got, you're the first interviewer, blah, blah, blah. No, get all your questions asked now, just so you know, is this something that you want to pursue? Don't even worry about if they want to pursue you. Is this something that you want to pursue? So just make sure we're asking these questions. I also have some hot buttons too, some red flags that you may want to look for as well. Okay, so we're going to get into this now. So let me just make sure. And feel free to make your comments. I'm here for all of it. If you agree, don't agree. I mean, you don't have. It doesn't matter if you agree or not. I'm going through these questions, so it's all right. Okay. So as I'm going through them, when I go through one, I'm gonna get rid of it. So right. So make sure you put that to memory. If you need to write notes, you need to write notes, or maybe you just go back and and redo and rewatch it, and you'll see it as well. Okay. So ask about the hotel and market. What does that mean? What do you mean? Ask about the hotel market. Can you provide more insights into the hotel's target market and its unique selling points? What are the selling points of that hotel? What is the unique market? Who are they going after? What are the current challenges and opportunities in the local market that the hotel is facing? You need to know those things, right? What is going on in that hotel? What's going on in that market? You should already know something because you're interviewing there, right? You should know a little bit about who the competition is. In fact, why don't you ask that? I should ask that question. Who is your comp set? You should already have a comp set in your little notebook, and see if it aligns with what you know already about that area, right? Why not, right? So do your homework before you go on an interview, because like I said, you may only get one shot. And like I said, you may only get one shot, and you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. So ask about the hotel, ask about the market. Can you provide more insights into the hotel's target market and its unique selling points? Why do people want to stay here? I mean, what have you heard? What are the current challenges? I mean, as far as the hotel's concerned, as far as the sales department, what are you not able to get? What are you trying to get? Is there new hotels coming in, new supply coming into the area? Or is it supply leaving or companies leaving? What is going on in the area? If you're not real familiar with an area, you need to ask those questions. Boom. See, oh shoot, what did I do? What did I do? Get out of here. There you go. Okay, I see a couple of questions. Let me see, what did it say? Robert asks, do you serve snacks and is the coffee free? Do I serve? I don't know what that means. I don't serve snacks. No. Is the coffee free? We're at the hotel? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You got to clarify that, but thank you. And then Miss KD, Kim Dawson says, great info. Hey, that's what I do, Kim. Okay, that's what I do, KD. I'm just trying to give good information. And then I see Chris Black. He says, keep grinding, cousin. Okay, fam, I appreciate that. So it's always good when friends and family, close friends and family come on and say, ask questions as well and make comments. So no, I appreciate that. I'm gonna keep grinding as much as I can. So the second question, ask about sales and marketing strategies. Now this is based, like I said, this is what to ask when you're interviewing for a director of sales or even a sales or marketing position within a hotel. Okay, but on a serious note, who's your ideal customer? Okay, I'll get back to that. Okay, so ask about sales and marketing strategies. What is that, Russell? What are you talking about? What sales and marketing strategies have been most successful for the hotel in the past? What's worked for the hotel? What has not worked for the hotel? You don't know because you haven't worked there, okay? So ask those questions. How does the hotel differentiate itself from competitors in the terms of sales and marketing efforts? Yeah, do you use social media and you know the competition doesn't? I mean, what is going on at that hotel? You need to know exactly what you are getting into, right? And we fail to ask those questions. I talk to people all the time. In fact, like I said, what prompted this line of questions or this topic is that, like I said, I speak with people all the time, right? And they ask me questions like, hey, do you know anything about this hotel? They're looking for a director of sales and marketing. Do you know anything about that? I'm about to have an interview. What questions should I ask? What do you think? Do you know anyone there? They'll ask me all these kind of things, right? Let me just say this. On LinkedIn, you can go to the search box or search area and just type in the name of the hotel. And anybody that's linked to that hotel, meaning they used to work there, and they'll put that on their profile. Anyone that's linked to that hotel, it should show up, right? So if you're looking for the HR director or who the general manager is, as long as they've updated their profile, their profiles updated, it will show everybody that is connected to that hotel. And you may know someone there. You may know someone, you may say, let me just call this person. Oh, I know. Russell used to work there at the Sheraton. Okay, let me call him and ask him what he thinks about that hotel. Okay, so those are things that we need to do. That's part of doing our homework. And sometimes we just go in these interviews and we're just happy to have an interview. Okay, we don't look at it as I'm interviewing you. And I'm going to say this more than once. I already said it like 10 times already. We're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing us. Okay, and know what your worth is, okay? When they get down to salary and things like that, know what that salary or that hotel is paying in salary, and know what you're worth, and know what the area is yielding, meaning what are they paying other director of sales and marketing at similar properties? A lot of these jobs are underpaid. I'm telling you now, the ones in LA, I'm looking at, I'm like, what? They're paying that for that hotel? I know that hotel has some issues. So that's crazy. So you have to know exactly what the range is, because you don't want to take something less, because guess what? Once you sign and start working, you're going to be tied to that hotel for whatever, I don't know, the next 12 months. And you might as well make sure you're getting paid for it, because it's going to be a lot of work. Okay, I'm just letting you know. So those are things that I think about all the time. So let me get through this, because you guys are slowing me up here. And I'll answer your question when I'm done here, Robert. So don't think I'm ignoring you, but I have to, I got to get to this stuff. But on a serious note, who's your ideal customer? So there you go. So it depends on what we're talking about. Are we talking about as a hotel site selection person, or are we talking about as a content creator for hotels and DMOs? I mean, it just depends on what we're talking about here. But I'll address that stuff. So, okay, so just make sure, let's see, where are we? Ask about hotel sales strategies. Okay, boom, let's get that out of there. Team and collaboration. Can you describe the structure of the sales and marketing team and how it collaborates with other departments within the hotel? What is the leadership style within the organization, and how does the sales and marketing team contribute to overall success of the hotel? Okay, let's break that down. Can you describe the structure of the sales and marketing team and how it collaborates with other departments? Okay, what's going on within internally? What's going on in that particular hotel? Okay, do departments get along? Because we always know that it's a known fact that, sales and front desk, they're at odds sometimes, not all the time, sometimes, right? Because sales delivers things and then sales promises things and operations has to deliver it, right? So at least that's a common misnomer. I mean, it does happen sometimes. Don't get me wrong. I've been in there. I've been on both sides of it, right? But you need to know exactly, not just does housekeeping get along with the front desk, but does sales get along with anyone else? They get along with, housekeeping, or not just the front desk. What about engineering? What about food and beverage? All those things, you need to know exactly what are you getting yourself into. Is this a good situation? Is it a bad situation? And what is the management style like? If you're meeting with the general manager, ask him or her, how is your management style? Are they cracking the whip? Are they, over your shoulder? What are they doing? Are they just like, you know what? I don't know sales, and I've heard this before. General manager said this. I don't know sales. I mean, I'm just going to let you do whatever you do. Just keep me abreast of what's going on. Is it one of those situations? Okay, is that a good thing? We think that that's a good thing because the general manager has a hands-off approach to sales. I don't think that's a good thing. Okay, he or she needs to know more about just as much as you do. I would say they don't have to be an expert on it, but they need to know exactly what you're doing, what reports to ask for, how to keep you on task, right? I need somebody to push me every now and then, right? I mean, as much as I don't want somebody micromanaging me, no, I don't want that, but you want someone that actually knows something about, sales, right? Or your department, whatever that department is. You don't want just a total 100% hands-off approach. At least that's not how I want. Robert Kraus, walk the property. First, see if there's any noticeable issues, deferred maintenance in particular red flags. If they are not spending to keep the property up, they may not be able to pay you what you're worth. Your job ain't to save the hotel from bankruptcy. Yeah, at the end of the day, Robert, you just need to know what you're signing up for. And yeah, walking a property, hanging out at the hotel before you do the interview or before you even take a job is something you should do, because during the interview they're not going to tell you every single thing. So that's why I'm saying you have to do your homework. You have to ask those questions, those probing questions, those open-ended questions, not just are you territory based or market based? Yeah, territory based. Or is the hotel going to just finish renovation? Yes. I mean, no, I need to know, when is the hotel undergoing renovation? How is the ownership? All those questions you got to ask, right? You got to dig and dig because you want answers. And sometimes, I'm going to tell you this, sometimes the people that are interviewing you, they'll get put off by it. And that's a red flag, right? If they can't sit there and answer the questions without getting an attitude, well then, just think about if you don't make budget, if they're going to have an attitude, right? So these questions are probing questions. They're open-ended questions, and they're meant to find out answers, because you want to set yourself up for success. You don't want to set yourself up to fail, okay? So I'm just throwing it out there. So let's see, another question, another comment. Also, got it right there. Stability in the staff. If they've been through 2 or more GMs or sales managers in the last year, they have heavy turnover. Big red flag, as you say, LinkedIn is your friend. Yes, you are absolutely right, Robert. That's going to be one of the things that I mentioned too. So yeah, too much turnover is not a good thing. Okay, so getting back to this. Okay, so team and collaboration, everyone getting along. I mean, of course, it's not always going to be perfect, but just ask the question and see how they answer the question. That's how I would do it. I just do it just to answer questions. Performance metrics. What are key performance indicators, KPIs, are used to measure success? I mean, is it based on budget, based on the number of sales calls you do, based on you showing up to work, based on how you dress? I don't know what it is, but what is it? It should be based on your performance. Is it just based on your performance, based on the team's performance? Do you have individual goals? What is going on there? We need to know those specific questions. Guest experience and brand image. How does the hotel prioritize enhancing the guest experience through sales and marketing efforts? Can you share more about the hotel's brand image and how it communicated through marketing? Yeah, you want to know those things. What do they use in the past? What has worked and what hasn't worked? Like I said, a general manager should be able to tell you that, because he or she is in charge of the entire hotel. They don't have to be that big expert on sales. I'm not saying they got to come and have a sales background, but they have to know through their being a GM, what to expect, what has been working, what has not worked. Okay, but these are questions you have to ask, because if you don't, you're just going to walk in there because they paid you the money that you wanted, and you're going to walk in there with all these obstacles that you're not going to be able to come across. And ask, what does the budget look like? Were you able? And ask this question: previous to me, who was the previous? They probably wouldn't tell you who the previous director of sales and marketing was, but was he or her successful in her role, or his or her role? Were they able to make their goals and expectations? Why are they not there anymore? You can ask that question. There's no law that says you can't ask that question. They may not answer it, but just like I said, just see how they react to the question that you're asking. Okay, I would be ready for the question, right? But some people aren't ready for that question. They're like, well, they left. They're not here. I don't know. They were gone before I got here. Just see how they answer questions, right? Technology and tools. What technology tools or platforms does the hotel currently use? Okay, that's important, right? Are they using Delphi? Are they using, on the other end, getting leads from CVBs? Are they using Cvent? Do they use Cater-Ease? I mean, you need to know, Cater-Ease is an old program that we used back in the day, right? Before Delphi, right? But some hotels still use it, right? So Ask what they use, and if they're still using some antiquated system, are there any plans? Is the money set aside to maybe upgrade the system? I mean, you have to ask those questions because technology and tools are important. Do we have Wi-Fi, and do I have to bring my own laptop, or do I have laptops at the desk or computers at the desk? What is the situation? You're not there. You're sitting in the lobby or maybe in the restaurant or something like that. You didn't get a tour. And always ask for a tour of the hotel. I want to see some meeting rooms. I want to see the guest rooms, or maybe you do it on your own. I do it on my own, right? I'll just incognito and just walk the floors and see what doors are open. And I'll look at the product like, oh wow, that's interesting, and look at their meeting space because normally hotels will leave the meeting space unlocked, so you'll go in there and see it. So collaboration with partners. Now, partners could be your CVB partners, or maybe they're meeting planning partners. I don't know, but can you describe? Let's see, team and collaboration. Can you describe the structure of the sales team and marketing team and how it collaborates with other departments? Oh, I already talked about that. What am I saying here? Okay. How does the hotel collaborate with external partners or vendors in its sales and marketing initiatives? So I'll just say CVB. Do we have a partnership or good relationship with our local CVB or our Chamber of Commerce or whatever it is? How is that going? Are we involved? Do they have meetings here? I mean, ask them open-ended questions and let them run with it. Okay, just listen to them and take notes. There you go. That's also another resource for you. If you happen to know someone that works for the local CVB, ask them, hey, what do you think about that hotel? Hey, I'm thinking about, I'm applying for that, that open director of sales and marketing job. What do you think about that hotel? They'll tell you. Believe me, because I've done it before. They'll tell you. So just, find out. And if there's meeting plans that that have booked that hotel, hey, how was your experience? How was your group's experience? Ask the question. If you don't ask, you ain't gonna never know. Career growth and development. Are you looking to go anywhere from there? Are you going to have an advocate there on property? Is that general manager or that HR director? Are there training programs, or they'll let you go to seminars and things like that to educate yourself on certain things that you may not know, right? So are they going to, is it like if it's a Marriott hotel and, you have to use the Marriott systems, are they going to take you to the training? Or is there, webinar or whatever? Ask those questions, right? The answer may be yes, but ask them so so give you some peace of mind before you move on. Like, I never worked at a Marriott before. What am I going to do when that system, with the system? I hear that system is hard, Well, you need to find out what type of training do they have for that. I'm sure they do have training, but it's better to know that, yeah, they do have the training. At least that's what I would do. Boom. Okay, so these are potential red flags to watch for. Lack of clarity and expectations. So if you ask what the expectations are and he or she is not able to tell you, like, that's a red flag. High turnover rates. And then Robert just mentioned this. High turnover rates. Maybe that position, that director of sales position that you're going for, that's been turned over 3 times in a year. Well, why hasn't it been turned over 3 times in a year? I would ask that question. And maybe you won't have to ask, depending on how that person that you're interviewing with answers questions, right? Or his or her attitude towards everything. You don't know unless you ask those questions, right? Ask open-ended questions. Don't go in there and just think, I'm just happy to have an interview. No, you want to get the job, but you want to make sure that job is right for you, is paying the right amount of money for you, because you're going to be the one that has to deal with all the issues that go on, okay? So these are, once again, red flags. Lack of clarity and expectations, high turnover rates. Let's see, what's the next one? Resistance to change. Let me just get these out of here. Boom, boom. Resistance to change. If the organization seems hesitant to adopting new marketing strategies or technology tools, it may hinder your ability to implement innovative approaches. Yeah, how innovative are these people? Right? So you don't know. Like, oh, I'm heavy on social media. Oh, yeah, well, we don't really do social media here. Well, that's probably why, they're, running, 50% or something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But if they're not open to that, because I've been in a situation, I'll tell you this, I've been in a situation where the general manager knew nothing about social media. This was his idea of social media. Oh, so and so has my assistant's daughter does social media. She's like 14. She can do the social media for us. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you really serious? Did you really just say that? Okay. No, that's not. Well, how much time are you going to spend on that? I'm the director of sales and marketing. I'll let you know, what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, right? There'll be some time spent on it, but I mean, it's marketing, it's promoting your hotel or our hotel, right? So you have to understand. I'm not trying to explain how things work, right? But a lot of people, some of these GMs can be, and I hate to say it, no, I don't hate to say it, they can be old school. They're still stuck in their ways and they're resistant to change. Had I asked these questions, would have saved me a whole lot of heartache because I would not have taken my last job. Okay, I'm telling you. So I'm speaking from experience here. It's not just I'm spewing out this stuff, right? I'm speaking from experience. I didn't ask the right questions on this last job that I had, and I didn't, and then it was basically thrown into the fire. Okay, no one got along. The GM was out there. I mean, just completely out there. Social media was the least amount of problem. He was blaming guests for things, blaming clients for certain things. I'm like, why are we blaming them for things that we should provide for them? It was just one of those situations where it was a bad situation that just went worse until, it came to, it was one of those situations where either you leave or you're going to get fired. It's one of those situations. And like I said, I'm honest. I'm completely open and honest about, some of these career decisions that I made and how they ended up. Because, and the reason why that one, my last hotel, ended up the way it did is because I didn't ask the right questions. I was letting them interview me. I didn't interview them because I used to drive by this hotel all the time on my way to another hotel, right? And I said, oh, it's on top of the hill. Oh, I love that. It's near this. It's near that. Oh, my God. That's got to be one of the best hotels to work in. Yeah. Be careful what you ask for because you may get it. Okay, that's my advice to that. So are they resistant to changes? Getting back, circling back. But, you have to tell the story, right? You have to let people know that I know what I'm talking about because I've been in these situations before where I didn't ask the right questions. Okay, so make sure you always ask the right questions or ask enough questions. And don't be put off. If they get put off by it, well, that's a red flag. Limited collaboration between departments, okay? So if there's a lack of collaboration between the sales and marketing departments and other key departments like operations or customer service, it could impact overall guest experience. Yeah, because you're in charge of bringing business in there, top line revenue, okay? It's someone else's job to keep it, but your job is to get it in here. And if as fast as the previous sales team was bringing stuff in and the operations team was getting it out because they weren't taking care of it, well, that's an issue. And why would I want to get in there? Get in that situation. If they can have you have the same management team in operations? Yeah, we do. Okay, well, I pass. I'm going to take a time out here and I'm going to go to the restroom and I ain't coming back. Inadequate technology infrastructure. I think I talked a little bit about that. If the hotel lacks the necessary technology and tools for effective sales and marketing, it may hinder your availability to implement modern strategies. Boom. No, I don't think so. I pass. Unclear growth opportunities. Yeah, they're unclear about, well, we used to have this. We used to have, we used to pay for people to take these classes, but I don't think we do anymore. It's unclear. We don't know. So no, I don't want that. If that's important to you, make sure you know what's important to you. Poor reputation or brand image, okay? Sometimes we work for these independent hotels that maybe used to be brands, but now they're independent. Somebody bought it and they think they can run it better than a management company or the ownership. Maybe they can. I don't know. I'm not saying all of them are like that, but this is when you need to speak to people within that hospitality or hotel community. Ask them how they are as a brand. How do they market this hotel? What's going on? That's when you want to get your CVB representative involved in that conversation, right? And ask them, what's the reputation of Hotel A? That's the name of it, Hotel A. Okay, well, how's Hotel A? Oh, they do a good job. Or Hotel A. You know what? They used to do well when they had another general manager there. People will tell you these things, right? And their brand image. Do they have a good brand image within the community? Do they do things? Do people want to stay there? I mean, do they have a lot of repeat business, or do they just do a lot of third-party business? Are they just doing Expedia Hotels.com? Because there's a lot of hotels like that, right? That will take that all day long and twice on Sundays, right? Well, that ain't a good thing, okay? Oh, they're running 75% year to date. Oh, that's great. Okay, well, where are they getting their business from? Oh, Expedia and Hotels.com. That ain't good. That's not a good thing, okay? So I used to think it was, but no, it's not a good thing. It is not a good thing. So make sure you know exactly what's going on at these particular hotels that you're thinking about interviewing with. Limited support for professional development. We talked about that as well. If organization does not invest in professional development or opportunities for its employees, it may hinder your ability to stay updated on industry trends and enhance your skills. Yeah, so just make sure you're staying up on that stuff. Remember, yeah, okay, so let's move on. Let's move forward. Okay, so people ask me, what do you do, Russell? What the heck does Russell of Hotels do? Okay, I do a couple different things. Hotel site selection is one thing. Okay, so I assist companies and organizations with finding that right hotel for their meeting, their conference, their convention. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. Okay, so anything over that. So I've done from 10 rooms a night to 650 rooms a night on a peak night. So, and everything in between. Okay, so that's what I do. It's probably 50-50. But then the other part is content creating. So this right here is creating content. And as you can see, every scene that I go to is a hotel, right? So I'm creating content. People don't even look at it like this, right? They just see I'm doing this show. Well, yeah, it's creating content for me, Russell of Hotels, but it's also creating content for wherever I am. And I saw something that I made a mistake on, and I got to get it out of here. Hold on one second. So no, that's not where we are. Okay, and I didn't see that, so forgive me. So this is the entrance to the space, some of the space at the AC Hotel in Greenville, right? Greenville, South Carolina. So they do this seasonal, right? So this was Winter Wonderland, I guess. Okay, so and they were gonna change it, I guess, based on the season. So spring would be, I don't know, maybe more pretty flowers or springtime flowers or whatever. I don't know, but this is of course a Winter Wonderland right now, right? But they changed it, so they were changing it in the next couple of weeks. I would love to see what it looks like now. But this is entrance into their meeting space. So you come off this elevator and you're inundated with all this stuff. So this is on either side of you, right? So coming off the elevator, this is exactly what you see. Very Instagrammable moments. Hello. So yeah, so this was great. So like I said, you never know unless you go, right? If I didn't do this, if I didn't choose the activity that I chose, I never would have saw any of this stuff. So, and I have clients that were interested in this region, so it was good for me to get out and take advantage of it. Because some people, they did the rope climbing, horseback riding. What was the other one? There's a city tour, which was probably cool. But I said, I'm not going to get on some rope 3,000 miles from home and get hurt. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. Okay, I don't need that in my life at this point. So, but yeah, so those are things that I do. Content creating for hotels and for Convention and Visitors Bureau, destinations, anything within the hospitality space. That's what I do. That's what I focus on because that's where my experience is. Right. That's what I know best is how to market hotels, how to market my own business, how to market, CVBs or destinations, things like that. So, and it's all about, showing off a brand, right? So for this whole show, I've been showing off the brand. Either it's been Visit Greenville, South Carolina, or the hotel, the AC Hotel, the Westin Hotel, all the hotels that I went, that I experienced, right? So it's all about, to me, it's all about putting those brands out. Right. So to me, hotel site selection and showing up, being a brand show off are one and the same because I can't go and see hotels without showing them off because I'm showing off for myself because I want to remember where I was, and I'm showing off for people, my clients, prospective clients who may like, oh my God, I never thought about that for for a conference or a family reunion or a girls' weekend. You'll be amazed the kind of groups that I deal with. So there you go. So as far as like what is the perfect client for me on the meeting planning side, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if it's a group 10 rooms or more, it's in the United States, although I've done groups in Italy as well as Greece. Okay, so it really doesn't matter where it is. You just give me the destination and I find a hotel for you. Boom, there you go. So okay, so who's your best brand advocate? Who is your best brand advocate? If you got to think about this, then just disconnect from this show, okay? But no, you are your best brand advocate. You're the one that has to be out there shaking the pom-poms, right? You're the one that has to build your personal brand so people know what the heck you do, who you are, what you do, and how you can help. Okay, those are three things that everybody should be. You know how this old elevator pitch that people used to talk about? I'm sure they still talk about. Or you get in the elevator and you go up, maybe it takes like 30 seconds to get to the next floor, and you got 30 seconds to tell these people who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. That's it, right? But people will go. It'd be more elaborate, but I condensed it: who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. And sometimes you can't help people, and guess what? You just keep it moving. Okay, you can't help everybody. Everybody's not for you. You ain't for everybody. Okay, this is what I do. If you need that, this is great. Okay, I can take that off your desk. I can take the meeting planning, site selection part off your desk. If not, then we move on to somebody else, and let me get in another elevator. Woo, boy. Okay. How's your brand staying relevant? So this is the Westin Poinsett in Greenville, South Carolina. So this is another one of the hotels. Beautiful hotel built in the 20s. You guys know I love hotels that are built in the 20s. So this is one of those hotels. A lot of charm. Okay, so these are things. How to keep your brand relevant. How do you keep your brand relevant? And excuse me 1 second because I need a drink of water. Sorry about that. I had to mute you guys for a minute. I didn't want you guys to hear me swallow. Okay, so real quick, and we only got like a couple minutes to go here, but I'm winding it down here, I think. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna get through these real quickly. So how to keep your brand relevant. Continuous marketing research. You got to know what's going on in the market, right? You can't just do one thing and like, oh, that's it. Things change, right? Trends come and go. Number 2, adaptability and innovation. It speaks for itself, right? Number 3, strong online presence. I have to, just like hotels, I want to make sure they do these things. I do the same things, right? So I'm not asking hotels to do anything or CVBs to do anything that I don't do for my own brand, right? Strong online presence. This is a strong online presence, I would hope. I do this every freaking Tuesday, but I do another show 4 days a week, daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. So if you think you're tired of me now, you come back tomorrow, I'll be on again. You know what I mean? So it's about the strong online presence. It's not doing things one time. It's being consistent. Authentic brand storytelling. I told a story about my last job. If I had interviewed correctly, if I had asked the right questions, I wouldn't have taken that job. I didn't, and that's real. That's authentic. That's me being me, right? And not to mention me being silly. I mean, that's me. Be your authentic self, right? Be you. Don't try to be someone else. I don't look at other podcasts to try to mimic what they're doing, right? No, I look at other podcasts so I want to learn, right? But no, I'm not trying to, they did it this way, so I'm going to do it. No, be you. That's why there's over 3 million podcasts out there, right? Because everybody wants to be unique. But just remember, there's 3 million out there, but not 3 million are active. I've been doing this for 5 years. Did you know the average podcast goes 6 episodes? I'll just leave it at that. Number 5, customer engagement and feedback. That's important. You got to have feedback. Ask for feedback. I ask my clients all the time after we complete a meeting or after I complete doing some content creating for them. What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? How can I improve? You got to ask those questions. And collaborate and partner with Russell of Hotels. Hello, why not? If you collaborate and partner with me during this whole hour show, you would see that your hotel has been represented. I'm creating content for your hotel. So the Hyatt Regency in Greenville, South Carolina, I've been creating content for them for this whole show, for almost the whole show, at least the last 5-10 minutes, because This is their hotel, right? There you go. Hmm. It's one of those things that make you go, you're right, Russell. You're on to something here. Okay, who's hiring? Real quick. And these are in the greater LA area. Okay, so I'm not taking every, area of the United States and say, okay, they're looking for a job here. No, I'm in LA, so I focus on LA as far as the jobs are concerned. So who's hiring? And remember, you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. Okay. So the director of sales and marketing position, the Marriott Long Beach Airport, they're looking for a DOS. I just said that right. The Hotel Burbank, which is an independent property, used to be a Holiday Inn. Okay, now it's an independent. They're looking for a director of sales and marketing. The Hilton Glendale, they're looking for a general manager. Now Glendale and Burbank are next to each other, and they're about 20 minutes from downtown LA, maybe 15, 20 minutes from downtown LA with no traffic. And then the AC Hotel in Beverly Hills, they're looking for a director of sales and marketing. So there you go on that, right? So, but just remember that you're interviewing them. They're not just interviewing you. And one of those positions has been open for a minute. So, I'll say this. So the what is it called? Hotel Burbank. That's a reoccurring position for whatever reason. So it was on was it H Careers before, then it got taken out for, I don't know, maybe let's say 2 months, and now it's open again. So in 2 months, they're looking for another director of sales and marketing. Just so you know, so that's part of the research that you should look at, right? So hotel people, when they're looking for jobs, they look at Indeed, they look at hotel hcareers.com. So Indeed.com, hcareers.com. That's maybe most of the people that are looking for jobs, they look at those particular platforms to find jobs, right? So, and this position's been on, and I monitor them, okay? So I know what I'm talking about. In fact, I get the notification. Every job that comes available in a hotel in the greater LA, Orange County, San Bernardino County area, I get a notification. So I know exactly that they come up, and I have a little tick sheet, like, okay, this hotel is looking for DOS, and I come back and I cross-reference, like, okay, well, wait a minute, wasn't that hotel looking for one before? And I go back and look at my calendar. Yeah, 2 months ago, they're looking for one. So they're changing DOS every 2 months? Come on now. Something to think about, right? So there's something to think about. This is my guest room at the Hyatt Regency, Greenville, South Carolina. See, what other hospitality show is doing this, right? You're showing what the room looks like. One thing I like about this room is that it got rid of the carpet. So the newer hotels, they're getting rid of the carpet, which I don't know why. What took them so long to start doing that, right? But just as often or just as much as hotels are getting rid of carpet, the housekeepers need those little, the dust busters you can carry on your back to have the edge cleaning thing where they get the little dust bunnies in the corners. They need to do that. They need to make sure they use that. And that's one of the comments that I made. I said, I love the look of the wood floor because it's a lot cleaner. It's not carpet. You have to worry about stains. But one thing that I am an advocate of cleaning up the dust in the corners. Okay, so I want to make sure that, so hotel people, if you're watching, specifically housekeeping, make sure if you have wood floors that you clean the corners of the rooms, under the bed frames, all that kind of stuff. And these beds are on a platform, right? So you can't look under the bed, so they're on a platform. So you definitely need that there. So there you go. Robert says, you got a renovated room. How did you get that? You should have seen. Oh, this is. Well, are you a planner, Robert? Maybe that has something to do with it. Okay. Oh man. Okay, we're almost done here. My windows had not been cleaned at least a year. I'm talking about inside. Okay, well, no, it was nice. The only thing, one morning, there was an issue with the water, with the hot water. Okay, but I waited it out because I get up early, right? So I get up early, and I found out later that there was an issue with the hot water on certain floors. But no, I waited it out, and it definitely got hot for me. And then as soon as I was in there maybe about a couple, 7 to 10 minutes, and then it started to get cold again. Like, oh shoot, let me get out of here. So, but I was able to take my shower. So Yes, you're a planner too. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I got taken care of, Robert. I don't know what I did to do that, but and I don't know anyone there. So, yep, you had a cold shower too. Okay, see, okay. Well, we have some commonalities there. Okay, so real quick, we're almost done here. Three P's: purpose, passion, and perseverance. Purpose: know why you do what you do. I know I do what I, do these things. I mean, it's if anything, is showing off my brand, right? It's about that personal brand, letting people know who I am, what I do, and how I can help, right? So those are things that I want to get across to people. And I also get a chance to show off brands, let people know what I do as a meeting planner or a hotel site selection expert, or however you want to call it, specialist, expert, whatever you want to call, and as a former hotelier, okay, because I spent 25 years, between 25 and 30, I'll throw that out there, in hotels, 14 different hotels. Started off as housekeeping manager, to front office, to food and beverage, to a night manager, to an AGM, to a sales manager, to a director of sales and marketing, to a general manager, and back to a director of sales and marketing. So I did all those things, 14 different hotels, two different cities. Most of them were in LA. One was in Sacramento, California. So those are the hotels that I've worked in. And so the different hotels they give you more experience, right? So if I was only at one hotel for 25 years, well, then I'm only going to experience what that hotel has to offer as far as experience is considered, right? But going to different hotels, different brands, different size hotels gave me or afforded me the opportunity and the experience to come to you today as, someone that knows what the heck he's talking about. So not that I'm patting myself on the back because I did all these things, but that was my career path. That's just, you can't knock someone's career path. That their path is their path, right? Their truth is their truth, right? Their experience is their experience. But I take advantage of that experience. I want to be a resource for people, right? That's what I'm here to do, be a resource, not just on the planner side, but on the hotel side, because I worked on both sides, right? So I did both sides and excelled at both sides. So there you go. And then passion, either you have it or you don't. You know what you should do if you don't have passion for what you're doing? Find something else to do. And perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve, don't give up, and swerve when you need to. We swerve here, we don't pivot. That P word, that was an overused word several years ago. Oh, I had to pivot. No. So how I define pivot and swerving, two different ways, right? So pivoting, you see something in the horizon and you go to it and you get stuck in it. And you're like, well, I can't do anything, but now I got to pivot. And pivoting is you just moving in a circle. You can't, I can't get out of it. I got to do this. I don't know what I'm going to do. Swerving, you see that same obstacle in the road, but instead of going through it, you go around it. I don't care if that's left or right, but you go around it and you avoid it. You swerve around it. Okay, that's the difference. That's my difference between pivoting and swerving. I don't pivot, I swerve. Okay, there you go. So anyway, that is it, I believe. Once again, this is the last hotel. This is the Westin Poinsett, Greenville, South Carolina. This is one of their ballrooms, and you can see the architecture in there. Built in the 20s, right? So it has all those kind of features, the wallpaper, things like that. So even the decoration, even the curtains or whatever are like that as well. So once again, staying downtown LA, stayinglevel.com. Use their promo code ROH23. Now, I didn't mention earlier that these rooms are 1 and 2 bedroom suites, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom suites. The smallest one is 700 square feet. Okay, so they're like they're all suites. They're like almost like apartments or condos. They have full kitchens. They all have balconies. They all have washers and dryers. Okay, so ideal for long-term stays. But you can stay there one night as well. So, and it's priced just like a hotel. So, but great. Doesn't have any food and beverage inside the hotel, but it's located next to a sushi restaurant and a market right downstairs from there. And then there's a plethora of other eating establishments downtown so that you can walk to. So, but yeah, see, if you have any questions at all, you can always reach out to me. Questions, email me at russell@russellofhotels.com. This is the Westin Poinsett. This is one of the hotels I just showed. You saw the inside of it. I took this picture because of the ice. That's the fountain, right? They got frozen over. Not sure Robert he saw that, and He probably saw that as well. So and let me just look at his comments one more time. Let me see. What is the last comment you made, Robert? You're the boss. Plus, you're plugging them here on your. See, I'm glad you recognize that, Robert. That's what it's all about, right? When I say I'm a brand show off, yeah, I'm here to show off not just my brand, but other brands as well, right? Because I do hotels all day long and twice on Sundays, right? I've been doing hotels for 25 years, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. So I'm always in and out of hotels, either for meetings or site selection or site tours and things like that. So why not show the hotels, right? Why not show them off? So if you're interested in having your hotel shown off on an hour-long podcast, not just an hour-long podcast, but I also do these shows during the week as well. So if I'm not doing on air with Russell of Hotels, which is only once a week, right? That's every Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST. My daily check-in is 4 days a week. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so there's other opportunities to do this as well. So that's it. So I appreciate you guys. I went a little over today, which that sometimes happens, but hey, it's my show. I can do it, right? Do it if I want to. I can do it if I want to. But Robert, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully you'll come on again. Don't be a stranger. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate Miss Keisha Stone, Randy Faring, Troy Hughes. Appreciate you, Troy. You're all right. Jim Schichter. Thank you so much. And I think cousin Chris Black was on there too. Yeah, Cody Somerville. Thank you so much. Do you know of any hotels that need assistance with parking management? Put that up there, Chris. I didn't even see that. With their parking manager, I'm searching for new clients. I may, you know what? I did know him, but I did refer it to, gosh. In fact, his last name is Black. What is his name? Oh God, I can't even think of his name. But anyway, I did refer. But yeah, email me your information, please. And then when something comes up, because every now and then stuff does come up like that, and I like to be a resource, right, for people, because I did refer a company to, and it's called something Parking. I can't think of the name of the company now, but they're based out of Chicago. And I want to say that gentleman's name is Chris Black too. Yeah, his name is Chris Black. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So just email me your information, please, and then when something comes up again, I will definitely let you know. But send me the information on your company, because I like to be a resource. I like to, I get the darndest questions, Cody. So hey, nothing's out of the realm of possibility. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Thank you again. I know I'm being a little long-winded. I'm gonna get comments on that, at least probably from my mom. You're talking too much today, but it is what it is, right? But you guys have a great day. Thank you again for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Everybody's talking about it. Until next week, have a great day.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.